So today I've got a rant video. On this YouTube channel, since I've been doing it for 7 years, I've always tried to stay away from voicing political opinions. I've always tried to focus on the stock market, but generally now, and there was a piece today that really just pushed me over the edge where I thought I'm going to have to rant and get this video out on the internet, but generally I cannot believe how terrible the current UK government is. And that UK government is so bad that they're affecting everybody out there, they're affecting UK consumers, that's now passing on to UK companies, and I guess that's obviously then affecting UK share prices. And I cannot believe how many bad decisions they continue to do, and it carries on. And that's why I've just got so frustrated, where I never used to talk that much politically, but nowadays I am, because I generally I need to get this anger out somewhere and express my opinion on how frustrated I am with the current UK government and how they continue to do such a bad job that now it's affecting the UK economy and also UK share prices. So we'll get onto that today, and what exactly was that piece of news that came out that really pushed me over the edge to make this video. A few of you guys joined the Patreon yesterday, and I've had a few questions asking about how I get on, or how you get, not me, how you get on the Discord. So when you do join through the Patreon, there's a pinned post that says Discord, and you'll see here it says if you want to connect to the server through this link, and you click that link down there, and then you log in on your Discord through to your Patreon, and then you'll get access to the Discord for you guys that have asked about it. But getting on to the video that made me do this video today, or getting on to the news that made me do this video today. This came out that wheat competition added 6p to supermarket fuel prices. Basically, Watchdog came out and said that supermarkets were profiting from higher fuel prices as they didn't come down to what they should have done. Oh my days. I have mentioned this multiple times on the channel. It does not take a genius, it does not take Watchdog to realise this has been happening. It doesn't take a genius to realise supermarkets, petrol stations have benefited from the higher prices and held their prices at higher levels than what they had to, so they could make more money. It's clear. You look at the prices at the pump and you look at what the oil price are. If you look at Brent crude, there has not been the drop in petrol prices, or Brent crude oil has been coming down. It has not been reflected in the prices. You go to the pump, you would have seen this. It has come down slightly, but we had at the same sort of levels that we were at basically in 2019 before the CV crisis. And I can tell you right now, when you go to the pump, you're still paying prices of £1.60, £1.50. Some places you might get it down to £1.40. It has been so elevated and been slow to come down. And it makes you laugh, because the excuse all the time is that it takes so long for it to come through the system. But then when we see the prices go up, you bet you go to the forecourt the next day, then prices are already going up. And it's absolutely crazy to see that this has been going on and has been allowed. We do not need Watchdog to come in and tell us that supermarkets have been benefiting from this. It's obvious. And yet the government hasn't stepped in to do anything about it. When we have the Shell CEO coming out with record profits, that is a clear sign of being benefited from it. When the Shell CEO is coming out and saying to the UK government, you probably should put a windfall tax on us, they are saying that, and the government still isn't doing it. It takes them such a long time to finally start putting a slight not even enough, not even quick enough to put a windfall tax on those sort of companies. It's absolutely crazy. And this comes down to the government. The government have not been clamping down on this profiteering and managing this situation, and that's why we've got sky high inflation, because companies can get away with it. It's absolutely crazy. You know, you look at true inflation on the UK side of it, we're currently at 11.11% on true inflation. And, you know, we were up at 20+%. And you look at the US, and the US is at 2.22%. There's no way that we should be behind the US like this. There's no way. And the reason why we're behind is because there's things like this where the UK government and the people that are in these jobs are inadequate at doing their jobs. If someone sat filming themselves in an office in their house can see this before our government, is unbelievable. And that is why we have the likes of this inflation sky high, because it hasn't been combated by the UK government in the right way. It's saying when you look at the energy bills are still sky high than where we were previous to, pre-pandemic. And then you look at the wholesale gas prices, and wholesale gas prices are back down at the levels they were kind of at before the whole Ukraine-Russia situation. Once again, we've got prices that are sky high, and they shouldn't be sky high. And people once again are saying that this is because of, or the excuses is that it's the lagging effect and it takes a while for that to come through. It's a load of rubbish. It's an absolute load of rubbish, because you look at the energy situation at the moment, all the energy situation is linked to the high gas prices, and having to charge the high gas prices even on 40% of the electricity that comes from renewable. Cheap renewable is getting charged at the prices of gas prices. Why is that happening? It's absolutely stupid. Our system is set up that way. We should not be charging the highest gas prices for the cheapest 40% of renewable energies. It's an absolutely stupid system. And the fact that it takes so long for these prices to be kicking in, once again, this needs to be 100% regulated. We should not be paying the higher prices right now. And the whole point of that is a lagged timing to come through is absolutely bonkers. It's bonkers that that system is in place, and it's bonkers that we charge the highest gas prices on the cheapest renewable energies. It shouldn't be happening. And once again, this is one reason why the inflation is so high and the government hasn't been combating it. And there's so many examples of this. There's so many examples of this that companies are now going to be charging, and I know this is going to happen. There's going to be supermarkets, millions of companies. They're going to see their energy prices come down, their oil prices come down, the ingredients come down, and they're going to continue to charge this higher prices because these have been up way too long, and now they're thinking, you know what, we'll profit from this situation. And this all comes down to the UK government. The UK government has been stupid and slow to regulate all of this, and it's also how stupid and slow the UK government has been to combat inflation. It should never got to this, and because it's got to this, it's dragged it out massively now. And the only way that the UK government and the Bank of England think, the only way we can combat this is by putting higher interest rates up. But the problem is as long as they keep putting interest rates up, this isn't combating inflation, because the reason why inflation is so high is because of these prices or supermarkets that are benefiting from charging higher prices to make profit. It comes down to the energy companies that are charging higher profits when it isn't costing them that much to produce them higher prices at all, and they're benefiting from that situation. And as long as they keep putting up these interest rates, who is this affecting? The people that are getting affected by these higher interest rates are your working class folk. Your working class, that not the 32% that own their properties outright. It's the 28% that own their properties with mortgages. Them people are having their budgets squeezed higher and higher, or more and more, and they're getting tighter budgets. They already have a tight budget, and they're getting the budget squeezed more and more. The 32%, and sorry for anyone that kind of comes in this category here, but if you've paid out and own your property outright, your biggest financial commitment isn't there. You don't have to pay a mortgage every single month. For you, if interest rates are going up, it doesn't really affect you. But for the people that are already paying a £600, £700 mortgage, and then you go stick it from a 2% to a 6% interest rate on that, and your mortgage goes up hundreds more a month, these are the people that are getting squeezed more and more. And it's crazy. It's crazy that the only way to combat it is to target these 28% in the UK that own their property with a mortgage, and they're just getting squeezed more and more, and they're already ones that probably have the less disposable income because they don't own the property outright as such. It's crazy. And the aim looks like at the moment the only way to combat inflation in the UK is to put up these interest rates to squeeze that 28% more and more, when the UK government should have been for the last 12 months combating this. They should have been combating this more and more, and they haven't. And it's just absolutely crazy. And then to just top it off, this is another thing that has happened, which I just have to say right now. It says that HMRC, which I guess is not really the UK government, however the UK government obviously could oversee this, is that the HMRC are looking at UK brokers that currently offer ISAs and saying that they should not be offering fractional shares in their ISAs. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe with all the issues out there at the moment, HMRC go, you know what we should really do? We should target those fractional shares and say you can't have it in an ISA. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. There is so many more issues to be dealing with, and they think that is the issue to start dealing with. It's crazy. And also what frustrates me as well is that they're targeting fractional shares. Who are the people that own fractional shares? The people that own fractional shares are those that have probably the less disposable income, those that have the less income to invest, those that can't afford full shares and buying fractional shares. And that's absolutely fine. In fact, that's fantastic. It's fantastic they are able to invest with small amounts of money. The smaller investors, the people to get started, that's what you want. There's already not enough encouragement for younger people and people with less income that have the knowledge or taught the knowledge. I remember being at school, 10 years ago now, and there was nothing on financial freedom and financial investments and ISAs and how you should be maxing your ISAs. There was nothing. And it's bad enough that this is not taught in the education system and using ISAs and investing in even just an index or the benefits of financial freedom. I cannot believe it's taught in an education system. And the fact that now what HMRC think is a really good idea is to target fractional shares is just absolutely bonkers, because the people that are using fractional shares, let them use them, let them get involved in investing, let them start building up some wealth. They already have the limited amount of money to invest. Why are you targeting them? There's plenty of other people out there that can be targeted, and then they go for them. It just absolutely annoys me. I was going to say a word that I can't say because I'll get demonetized for it, but it just absolutely annoys me that this is what it has come to and what they're targeting at the moment. It's just absolutely crazy, and it frustrates me because I say this every time, like the UK economy and UK companies could be good. We could have good UK companies. We could have a good UK stock market. We could have an economy that thrives, but we don't. And we don't because we have idiots and people that should not be running this country and making these decisions and making stupid decisions that they shouldn't be doing. And it just frustrates me to see that we are in this situation, and we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be, because we could have a good UK economy. We could have very good UK companies. And it just annoys me that this is where we're at, because people make these decisions or are not even making decisions. They're asleep at the wheel with everything that's going on, and it's just crazy. So yeah, sorry for this video, because you guys probably didn't want this video, but I did, because I needed to get this off my chest, because I have been frustrated with some of the things that I've seen in the last couple of days. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you could, hit the like button, even if it wasn't your cup of tea, and subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you in a bit.